podcast. What makes you smarter? It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, where do you go? I always send you to DJLittleRock.com. Check availability and get a free price quote, and maybe you can have me at your next event. You know, I like to party with the people. Speaking of partying with the people, last night had a wedding at the Welcome Hill Event Center, Pottsville, Arkansas. What a beautiful place. What a great wedding. What a great group of people. Had a great time. Thank you so much for having me at your wedding, Hunter and Lacey. Such a good time. Great family, great friends, just all around good. And they had the planning forum and the music request. They picked out all this great music that they enjoyed. That's one of the great things that I like about this internet thing. It's made my job just slightly easier because I get to have them pick the music ahead of time, so I know pretty much exactly what they like and what they want to hear. So they were dancing and singing the whole time. Yeah, there was karaoke as well at this wedding. So good. So good. Looking forward to a wedding next Saturday as well. Stoked about that. Hey, and also this week's shows, I'll be at the Rab in Conway, Arkansas, Friday night. My usual Friday night gig. It's Friday night at the Rab. Video dance party, karaoke jam, full bar, kitchens open, pool tables, pool tournament on Friday nights. So get into that pool tournament if you're some kind of a shark. Nah. Also, if you'd like to tell your story or hear the stories of others, I encourage you to check out my other podcast, What Makes You Famous. Find it everywhere using the hashtag What Makes You Famous. And if you haven't been paying attention to my Facebook, my Twitch, my YouTube, you'll notice I've been gaming, doing some online gaming. So you could find that on those three platforms using the hashtag KeysDAN Gaming. Yeah, you can watch me. Watch me stream. Watch me nay. Wait, do I owe somebody some money for saying that? Now, on with the show. Today on the program, 10 things you need to know today for Sunday, September 20th, 2020. 10 things you need to know today. Number 1, Trump says he'll nominate a woman to replace Ginsburg on Supreme Court. Speaking at a rally in Fayetteville, North Carolina on Saturday night, President Trump told supporters that he has yet to select anyone to fill the late Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg's seat, but said his nominee will be a woman. Earlier Saturday, Trump said in an announcement could come within a week, and reiterated his preference that the confirmation process happens swiftly, preferably before the November election, which will certainly draw objections from his critics. In a phone call with Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, Republican Kentucky, who has expressed his desire to fast-track a Senate vote, Trump mentioned 2 female appellate court judges, Amy Coney Barrett and Barbara Lagoa, as possible selections. Barrett is seen as an early favorite. This is according to the Washington Post and Politico. Number 2, U.S. nears 200,000 coronavirus deaths. As of Sunday morning, the United States coronavirus death toll was approaching 200,000 people. Data compiled by Johns Hopkins University shows the total number of confirmed cases in the U.S. has surpassed 6.7 million, the highest in the world, ahead of India and Brazil. The U.S. reported about 41,000 new infections on Saturday, a drop from the previous day. Both cases and deaths are down from earlier this year, but some states are experiencing an increase in cases. On Friday, Utah reported its highest daily total since the pandemic began in March, and Montana did so Saturday. Elsewhere in the world, India reported more than 92,000 cases in the previous 24 hours, while the United Kingdom is bracing for the possibility of a second national lockdown amid rising cases. South Korea, meanwhile, tallied fewer than 100 new confirmed cases for the first time since mid-August on Sunday. This is according to the Wall Street Journal and Johns Hopkins University. Number 3, Trump gives Oracle green light for TikTok deal. President Trump said Saturday that he has given his, quote, blessing, end quote, to a deal that will keep the popular social media app TikTok operating in the United States. U.S. tech company Oracle is joining up with Walmart to form a new entity called TikTok Global. The two companies plan to own a combined 20%, while TikTok's Chinese parent company, ByteDance, is expected to retain 80%. Per NPR, TikTok Global will still be presented as majority American owned, since 40% of ByteDance is owned by U.S. investors. The deal itself is not done despite Trump's approval, but as things stand, Walmart and Oracle would jointly pay $12 billion. The negotiations to sell TikTok were spurred by Trump's threat to ban the app in the U.S. over national security concerns as tensions between Washington and Beijing remain high. This is according to Bloomberg and NPR. Number 4, Act Blue reels in $91.4 million in the days after Ginsburg's death. Act Blue, the Democratic donation processing site, received a record $91.4 million in the 28 hours following the announcement of Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg's death on Friday. That figure was the result of 1.5 million contributions, indicating the looming battle over confirming Ginsburg's replacement on the High Court will be a priority for both parties as the November election nears. Many records were set throughout the weekend as donors set the single-day donation mark by pouring in $70.6 million on Saturday, surging past the previous one-day high of $41.6 million. The 1.2 million contributions on Saturday also set a record. The hourly record was set consecutively, first during the 9 p.m. Eastern Time hour on Friday evening, and again during the 10 p.m. hour at $6.2 million and $6.3 million, respectively. This is according to Axios and Forbes. Number 5, Thailand protesters hand list of demands over to authorities. Thousands of protesters took to the streets in Bangkok this weekend, taking part in some of the largest demonstrations in Thailand in years. The rallies were part of a movement seeking monarchy reform, and on Sunday, protesters handed a list of 10 demands, which include revoking laws against defaming the monarchy, a new constitution, abolishing royal offices, disbanding the king's royal guards, and ousting the military junta. To authorities, which CNN called, quote, an explosive and unprecedented move in a country that reveres the king, end quote. Panacea, quote, rung, end quote, Sith Jar Wa Dan Ko, a 21-year-old student activist, stood on public stage to directly address King Vajiralongkorn, an act that could be punishable by 15 years in jail if her comments are considered defamatory by the monarchy. Protesters also installed a plaque near Bangkok's Grand Palace declaring that Thailand, quote, belongs to the people, end quote. This is according to BBC and CNN. Number 6, more than 300 women detained during anti-government march in Belarus. Belarusian security forces detained more than 300 women who were taking part in an anti-government protest march Saturday. The demonstration reportedly began peacefully, but a group of riot police officers eventually surrounded a large group of demonstrators, trapping them before making arrests. By late evening, many of the detainees were released from local precincts after their photographs and fingerprints were taken. Among those detained was Nina Bahitskaya, a 73-year-old great-grandmother who, the BBC notes, has become an icon of the protest movement, which began after President Alexander Lukashenko was accused of election fraud following his latest victory that continued his 26-year rule. Saturday's march, which consisted of around 2,000 people, mostly women, has become a weekly prelude to mass demonstrations on Sundays. This is according to the BBC and the New York Times. Number 7, international community resist U.S. efforts to reimpose UN sanctions on Iran. In a statement Saturday, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo threatened, quote, consequences, end quote, for any United Nations member state that does not comply with Washington's unilateral declaration reimposing UN sanctions against Iran. The U.S. broke with other permanent UN Security Council members with the move, and Iran and the international community, including close allies of the U.S., say the claim has no legal basis. The sanctions were lifted under the 2015 nuclear deal, which does include a mechanism that would snap them back into place should Iran breach its commitments. But the U.S. abandoned the pact 2 years ago, and despite Washington's argument that it's still a participant, other nations insist the U.S. gave up its ability to force the changes when it left. This is according to Al Jazeera and The Guardian. Number 8, Tropical Storm Beta moves slowly towards Texas coast. The National Hurricane Center on Sunday said Tropical Storm Beta is located about 200 miles southeast of Galveston, Texas, and moving slowly, bringing with it maximum sustained winds of 60 miles per hour. Rick Reichmuth, Fox News chief meteorologist, said the storm will, quote, probably make some sort of landfall, end quote, across parts of central Texas coast and will, quote, bring a lot of rain, end quote. Tropical storm and tropical storm surge warnings are in place in parts of Texas and Louisiana. If Beta does make landfall as expected, it would be the 9th named storm to do so this Atlantic hurricane season, which has been particularly active. This is according to Fox News and AccuWeather. Number 9, Bobcat fire continues to rage in Southern California, challenges firefighters. The Bobcat fire continues to rage 2 weeks after it erupted in the Angeles National Forest in the San Gabriel Mountain region of Southern California. The blaze doubled in size Friday, aided by 30-mile-per-hour winds. The 93,842-acre fire has destroyed homes and is still threatening the Mount Wilson Observatory and nearby broadcast towers. Firefighters reportedly expect to have a long battle ahead of them as they work to protect homes in the surrounding areas, which have received evacuation orders. Containment of the blaze is currently at 15%, and it's not expected to be fully contained until October 30th, officials say. No injuries have been reported as a result of the Bobcat fire, the cause of which hasn't been determined. This is according to NBC News and ABC 7. Number 10, virtual Emmys to air Sunday evening. The 72nd annual Primetime Emmy Awards will air Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on ABC. Jimmy Kimmel will head to the Staples Center to host the ceremony for the 3rd time, but due to the coronavirus pandemic, he won't have an in-person audience like he normally would. Instead, producers shipped filming equipment all around the world to the nominees so they can give acceptance speeches live before heading over to a virtual press room, Vogue explains. There is no dress code for the nominees. Some of the shows expected to have a big night include the Canadian comedy Schitt's Creek, which ended its well-received 6-year run this year, and HBO drama Watchmen and Succession. This is according to Vogue and Vox. That's 10 things you need to know today for Sunday, September 20th, 2020. Thank you so much for listening. This has been What Makes You Smarter. I'm KeysDAN. Hey, if you're listening, and if you like what you hear, like, subscribe, do all that kind of thing. I'm just trying to make myself smarter, fill my head with current events and other knowledge. I know I've been doing a lot of current events. The 10 things you need to know today is mostly what I've been using this What Makes You Smarter feed for. But I plan to do other things. I've had other things on there, other topics of interest. So I may do that real soon in the future. So stick around, stick with me, and maybe we'll learn something together. Also, if you'd like to tell your story or hear the stories of others, I encourage you to check out my other podcast, What Makes You Famous. Find it everywhere using the hashtag What Makes You Famous. And then KeysDAN Streaming Gaming, KeysDAN Gaming, use the hashtag KeysDAN Gaming. You'll find me online streaming games. I'll probably be doing it a little bit later tonight. That's it for me. It's KeysDAN, RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com. Peace. I'm out of here. Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Ooh, there I am. Hey, what's up? Party people in the house. Going back to Fortnite. Shoot, I played like 5 hours of that already. Sheesh. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. I'm still trying to get to number 1. That's my goal. That's my goal. It will be mine. Oh, yes, it will be mine. Thanks for following. I appreciate that. Hey, while you're hanging out here, hit that bell next to KeysDAN Gaming on Facebook. Hit that bell so you don't miss a notification. Do it. Hit the bell. Rock the bells. How are the people doing? Launching. Launch already. The waiting is the hardest part. Waiting for the launch. Ah, it's happening. And I got to figure out how to get this to load up automatically on my second screen. I guess, well, it's not that big of a deal. I have to pull it over to my second screen. It's a minor inconvenience. Ooh, first world problems. Once it gets through the loading screen, then I can move it over. I can move it over. I can move it over. Mm-hmm. And again and again. All right, logging in. One day I'll explore those other things like save the world. I haven't tried that part yet. Well, they look pretty cool. Let's see what the bundle looks like. Oh, cool. Ah, cool. I got silver foil Groot. Ah, cool. I'll probably play that. Oh, Raven looks cool too. I already got the Captain America. Pretty cool. Let's inspect the items. See what they got in the Dark Reflections pack. I don't even know what Dark Reflections is, but they look pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Not right now. All right. We got Hype Night going on now. Need to have some more players. Ha! Yeah, I was King Flamingo earlier. Should I stay with that? Should I stay with that or should I change? I know I'm wearing my Captain America shirt. I should switch to Captain America. No, don't want to be that guy. I'm going to stay with the King Flamingo. He's pretty cool. Or what do they call him? Yeah, King Flamingo. Yeah. Did me pretty good today. My goal is to win one. All right? I'm going to win one. I've gotten pretty close. I've been top 10 like all day long. You're number one. You're number one. You are number one. I like this little box thing. Don't put me in a box. Don't you try to put me in a box, buddy. Bucko. Ooh, bouncing. I'm bouncing in that box. Oh, you can. What is going on there? Uh-oh. Somebody else coming. Course for a second. Better. Does it matter? Not really. Got all my loot. Got all my loot. I gotta do better than that. I have to beat this. At least one time. One time. One time. One time. Don't put me in a little box. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Oh, I made a mistake and went for that helicopter. Big mistake. Big mistake. Don't do that again. Little tip from me. You think you're skilled enough. Ended up in Doom's place. Not good. I was doomed. Doomed. Doomed from the beginning. I wish I had a scope. Uh-oh. That door. He's a corker.